Hello everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. We're doing the festival today. This is where Wizards has put together 5 different decks, and let's see, collect some of your favorite card style in this block festival. So you can actually see, if you hover over this, you can see what the card styles are going to be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the beginning, and we're going to do a speed run through these. I'm going to do just 1 or 2 battles with each one. And I won't go through the entire deck list because they're here on the arena for you to look at right now. But I do have one new favorite, right? Anzrag, the Quake Mole. 8/4, when it becomes blocked, untap each creature you control, and then there's an additional combat phase. So, if you block with like a 1/1, he'll become a 7/3, and then he gets to attack again. So you can't kill him if you block him with additional creatures. But it might be best to try and just block them all at once, or otherwise, if there are other creatures attacking, they will also all get to untap and become part of the next combat phase. And as long as you're blocking this thing and it's alive, it gets to have additional combat phases. So, kind of interesting card. I'm going to submit the first deck, Caught Red Branched. And this is fun to do just because we didn't get an early access event, and we're still kind of early in this expansion being dealt out to us. So if you don't have all of the cards in your collection just yet, you can still have fun playing with the ones that aren't in your collection, because there'll be some here that you don't have. Now, they also call these story decks. I don't know if there's an additional, like, individualized sub-story component into the way that they put together these decks. I don't think so. I think they're just referring to the murder story overall, because a lot of these cards have the flavor text, and it's all flavored specifically towards talking about the murder mystery and this one overarching story through the expansion. So I don't think that when they say that they made 5 individual story decks, I don't think they're saying that there's like Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, or anything like that. I guess we'll keep Rebel Belt with Maverick. He does allow us to surveil twice when we get in there. And let's go ahead and put down Greenbelt Radical. These are a little bit more survivable than the old Morph mechanic. They renamed it Disguise, and they added a Ward 2. There was a habit for anything that was face down 2/2 to be insta-killed, and I think the Wizards people rightly decided it is better, it is more fun for people to be able to play with those cards at some point. So they made them a little bit harder to kill. Put down to start with. Don't think that card's going to be helpful. I'm not sure that we need the land, but we could bring it down as a 2/2 creature, so why not? And then another 2/2 that we can bring down. Now they get to look at the top of their library at any time, and they can bring down creatures off the top of power 2 or less. Let's go ahead. We can search for basic land. I don't think the color matters anymore. We got enough color from everything. Oh, wait, I do have 1 mountain in there. We'll take the mountain. And let's go ahead and draw now. And we have more land. We're playing against the white-black deck, which can be a bit of a pain just because there's so many triggers that you can get from this.
I'm not afraid of phantoms.
It can take a while to resolve
They're
everything.
afraid of me. To get rid of Market Watch Phantom, I'm going to let that through.
And we're just going to use makeshift binding. Oh no, that's only good on creatures, isn't it? Okay, so unyielding gatekeeper then. We turn it face up. We get rid of the planeswalker. It may seem like it's an unfair matchup because they have 3 copies of the planeswalker, the same planeswalker in that deck. Let's go ahead and surveil. And bring down another creature. We can afford this, right? Do we do it now? I think so. This keeps giving things 1/1 every turn. The deck's pretty good that they can always bring stuff down. So let's get rid of that. And we're not looking to turn this into Branch of Vitu-Ghazi at all, actually. We're content to keep that as a 2/2 creature. Here they have Delmine down now, and so abilities of a creature with power 2 or less, they trigger an additional time, which means they're going to get to surveil twice with the Gorehound and stuff like that. That's why this can take longer. Okay, so we bring this down, turn it face up. That gets us at a basic land, and I guess we might as well take one of these. We have a bunch of surveil lands, so let us use the surveilling. Tulsamir's a good hit. We've only got one of our removal cards so far. And most of these decks have a bunch of flyers in them. I rest my case. So whether you win or not kind of depends on if you get your removal cards in time to take out the flyers. So let's use makeshift binding on the flying vampire. And then we still have enough to bring down Tulsamir, which is awesome. Okay, next, we might be ready to use Greenbelt Radical. Turn it face up. Everybody gets a 1/1. Oh, no. Okay, they take the 5/5 wolf. I think we're still okay, right? We use the hard-hitting question. We get rid of one of the creatures. Never mind. We're ready for that. Alright, we're just going to attack with everybody then. Take the full 14 points. I might have done better if I'd waited to turn that face up until after I committed to the attack. But I got a little bit of lifelink out of attacking the Tulsamir. This is a fun one next. We attack with these two. And now I'm going to get a little sneaky, maybe. Depends on, are you just chump blocking and that's it? But it is lethal damage. They do need to block with something. Okay, so you're just going to chump block and let every creature live. Is that right? I'm not going to do anything with Tristania then. Get rid of those two, get some life. And they kill Tristania, okay. Notice they've done pretty good at their removal spells, right? They got a couple of murders. They got a makeshift binding. Now they have a death touch blocker. You know what? You can go ahead and hit me. Yeah, maybe I should have traded it off. They'll get to draw cards from that now. Okay, this feels good. I get to do damage based on 3, 4, 5, 6. So what happens if I go attack with everybody? They're going to let something through, right? Maybe not. Okay, they're tapped out finally, right? Five damage from World Soul's Rage. Could have done more, but we don't need more than that. There you have it. Let's move on. We'll just make it a speed run. We'll do one with each. Crime Scenes and Seances. This is the one we just played against. Let's see if we have better luck with it. And we won't be able to show every card in the deck, but there are a number of cards in these decks that I don't have yet, so it's fun for me to play around with them. And just in case you've been too busy and you haven't been doing these yourselves, maybe after you see this, if there's a particular deck that you like how it works, you might actually change your mind and decide to go in and play with some of these decks after all. So I think this is the same creature type as the Thraben Inspector, right? They're both humans. Let's see. It's okay to put a swamp down now. The second Novice Inspector. We're building up our little clue artifacts, and we can double block against the Market Watch Phantom. But whenever power 2 or less enters, this sucker gets flying. So again, there we go. You're kind of at the mercy of things that can fly. And I think I'm developing a healthy respect in this limited environment for the Market Watch Phantom. I don't know that it would do that well in Constructed, but I think it does well here. So let's go ahead and destroy it. Just because we have a makeshift binding. I think this is a mirror match too. If things build up too much, things could slow down quite a bit. Too powerful already, we'll let that through. We'll use the makeshift binding on Vampire. And I think we just go ahead and attack, because if they put down another creature, that's going to be a 3/3 anyway. We wouldn't be able to block it. They're putting down just as many lands as we are. This is kind of a dead card right now. We don't have any creatures in the ground. They're getting all of their good creatures right up front. So it wouldn't do anything to get to block that. We need something besides land. Let's surveil. Okay, there's our Tesa. Let's draw it. Let's go ahead and draw another card, blind. Okay. We're still kind of outclassed right now. Now they can cast off the top of their deck if the creature's 2 or less power. More flyers. We need some flyers too. We have the exact same deck, right? So if we could get anything besides a 1/2 creature, we'd be doing better. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put down everything we got. We get to surveil once. Makeshift binding is good. We attack with both of the inspectors. One of them is going to get through. And so we get to investigate because they're going to lose a life. That's what Tesa does. They've got a planeswalker and we don't.
Nothing phases me.
They could try and just exile Tesa. No, they're going to exile
Being
a card from
incorporeal
graveyard.
is a great way to leave a dull party.
We don't have a way to bring back the murder, so that's not that big a deal. But it puts her up to 5. And gives them another potential chump blocker. They're just hitting with everything. Let's go ahead and block Tesa. Alright, let's bring back Tesa. We get to surveil. Ugh. I think that's okay. It's kind of pushing it. Let's get rid of that.
Don't gaze too long into the abyss. I've seen a lot of things there.
And if we attack with both of these, they might block... They might double block one of them, but that means we could take out the Gorehound too, right? Okay, they're willing to make that trade.
That one actually got through.
Assemble the players. And Tesa gives us a creature out of that. We drew a little bit too much land in the beginning, but here we kind of used all of it, so maybe we
Monsters
didn't need
know
it.
better than to hide under my bed.
Yeah, this thing's a little too powerful now. I think we're going to chump block the 5. Now we can assemble the players. And it's a land. Okay, so we bring this puppy down. Get to surveil again. We don't need that land. It's just another land. We can't get past the Market Watch Phantom unless we attack with the flyers and our menace. We could trade Gorehounds again. there and only 2 points off the Planeswalker.
Usually I'm better at dodging. Monsters know better than to hide under my bed.
Getting that Planeswalker down as early as they did, it just gets, especially because they can do the +2, they can laugh off any damage that I do to it. Let's see, we're getting kind of low on life. I think we just do that. No. They got lethal. They had it on the job. Yeah, just too many lands. If we'd gotten the Planeswalker instead of them, we'd be sitting pretty. We got all the cheap stuff and none of the really good legendary creatures early. Alright, moving on. It's elementary. Cryptic Coat is an excellent artifact. And they give us so many Surveil cards, we might as well start off using them. We'll take a Trotta. What else is coming our way? We don't have a 2-drop yet. A Swamp. Do I need... Let's throw away that one, because I've got 4 lands already. I can cast everything in my hand. They get a 4/4 out already. How about a Death Toucher? Yeah, they can do double strike though, so they don't choose to imbue any of these things, which they could have done 8 power strike to me, right? Instead they put up a creature. Let's see, I can't power that yet. I think we want to do Cryptic Coat. And if we attack, let's see, whenever an assassin you control deals damage, cloak the top card of that player's library. So we get their card. And they give up. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll say I had fun. I think they still had a pretty good chance. They could give double strike to Tristani, and that's a 4/4 double striker. Maybe we'll come back to that one if we have time. That one went by pretty fast. But let's go ahead and show Minored in Criminology. Sometimes people give up too quick here. Okay, we're playing 3 colors. We got all 3 colors. Let's see what else is coming our way. We want as much land as we can get because we've got the biggest card already, Ezram Agency Chief, Legendary Archon Detective. 5/5 with flying, and when he enters the battlefield, you investigate twice. Let's go ahead. We want to go ahead and put down... This would be better if we disguised it, so we actually don't want to cast that this turn. We could just bring it down as a 2/1. It can't be blocked by creature with power 3 or greater. But I like the idea because this one, this can go up in, hang on, let's just put this puppy down. This can go up in value, right? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if the power is greater than his power of 2 or greater than toughness greater than 2. Now they've got 2 of them. They can get +1 counters. So if we time the turning face up of that, we can bounce those sometimes. Buried in the Garden is a good way to get rid of stuff. How about this? Whenever Projector Inspector or another detective enters under your control, and whenever a detective is turned face up, you get to draw and discard a card. Let's take action. Let's go ahead and get rid of the magnifying glass. Yeah, no, wait. Yeah, let's get rid of the novice. Let's get rid of the 1-drop. Okay, I think this is a mirror match, isn't it? Yeah, let's bring down our rookie. If they get their Ezram, aha, they can bring it down. Turn face up. You can go away. I'm going to decline to take action there. I'm just going to block. And we avoided any damage. Now, I think we go put it on the plains. And Ezram's going to go bye-bye. And no attacks. These are still good blockers. We got rid of their heaviest hitter. Now we bring down a similar type of thing. And we pass the turn. We've got Fey Flight. Can give an enchanted creature hexproof. So that's, I actually want to wait to bring down Ezram now because they also, in a mirror match, they have Buried in the Garden. So we have 5 mana. I need 7. 7 I can bring him down and protect him. Or we can just bring this down now. That seems fair. Okay. Let's see. When you draw your second card, target detective can't be blocked. We can bring down 2. So let's bring down the magnifying glass. And let's bring down the perimeter enforcer. He's already flying. The Agency Outfitter gets both the glass and the thinking cap. Nice. That's our thinking cap. Yeah, why not? We'll investigate. I don't think that we can bring anything back from our graveyard. Do we attack with this? No. I do think we go ahead and draw the thinking cap. Yeah, it's kind of too late. we already had our attack phase. And now we bring down the thinking cap. And we can equip a detective. Let's give it to our lifelinker. Sharp-Eyed Rookie counts as a detective, so he's already a 3/3 because of the private eye. They're going to make the 6/6 flyer unblockable. But they're not going to attack with him? Okay. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now we could sacrifice an artifact and give him hexproof. We could sacrifice the glasses if we need to. But since he gets to investigate twice, we could also sacrifice one of these things. Let's see. Trigger, trigger, trigger. +1 to the rookie. And... our 6/6 matches the agency outfitter now. Please go for Ezram. Please go for Ezram. Not the private eye. Can't do anything about that. Still using the outfitter just as a blocker. We need some more help here. Let's force the issue here. sacrifice one of these, and we'll give it lifelink. Okay, the 2 big guns are off the table, and I gain a little bit of life out of it. Plus, I still have 1 flyer left. They get a flyer back. And 2 of the cards they drew were lands, which are fine for them to get rid of. And since they drew extra cards and they kept their private eye, they can attack again without being blocked. There goes all my lovely life gain. Okay, deck. I need some of my other flyers, please. Thank you. Oh, we have 2 copies of that. Sweet. Trigger, trigger, trigger. It's a 3/3, huh? Equip Detective. No, let's just decline to investigate for now. We attack with our lifelinker. And they have to let it through. Unblockable detectives coming our way again. Yeah, that's your most powerful detective. I'm not sure who else you would designate. It has vigilance too, so it can be a defender. It's your best choice. You get their lifelink perimeter enforcer. And we can't do anything about that puppy. Seven. Okay. That is perfect timing. Scholar goes away. Let's see, what can I do here? Oh, are they going to give up? I'm going to turn this face up. And then we're going to attack. Yeah, still going to decline for that. Since we turn face up, we're going to investigate more. Probably should have given that lifelink. As it is, I'm going to draw some more cards. Another thinking cap. And they can do 14 points of damage if they attack now and I don't block with anything. If they equip this, 15, 16. So let's see what else. They go digging. They get their next Ezra. Okay, that may be all they need to survive, right? They've got 7 blockers, I've only got 6 attackers, so I can't get through their lines right now. Now they can attack with their lifelinker. Yeah, they'd like to attack for more. Kind of surprised they didn't attack with their perimeter enforcer. We need to do something about this 810. It's because we can't get rid of that detective. Okay, so if we bring this down... return another creature to the owner's hand. We return you. And they knew that we could attack with 2 flyers, and their lifelink wasn't enough to stop the lethal damage. Kind of a tough mirror match. Campus renovation. Excellent. Okay, sideline schemes. Rakdos finally. I haven't played this one that much, but I did win with it when I played. It's a fairly well put together deck overall. We want to put out the Leering Onlooker first, so we will play our Surveil card. That's an excellent card. That's a removal card. You don't want to pass up one of those. It's not like we're packing 10 or 11 removal cards in the entire deck. Okay, so this is the black-white deck with 3 planeswalkers in it. This just destroys target creature. If you notice the murder expansion, as I'm calling it, doesn't seem to have a lot to do against planeswalkers. We're used to seeing our cards be able to take planeswalkers into account. Here, it notices just twice damage to target creature only. Target creature only. Target creature. Target creature. Okay. If we suspect a creature, then it can't block. Let's start with the case of the Stash Skeleton. And we can just use this as a blocker against the Novice Inspector for now. The case of the Stashed Skeleton, they want you to attack with this.
I like a good fight. Notice I didn't say
That's
fair.
why they said that you can't block with it. They want you to always be aggressive with it and get rid of it so you can solve the case as soon as possible. They get their on-curve Mythic Rare Planeswalker. And that's what usually happens.
I don't let anything slip through the cracks. Other than myself, of course.
Okay, we can block there, so I'm not sure why they bothered with that. We can't get rid of the Planeswalker. We can't attack it. They can chump block the Spirit and save 1 point of damage. And they do.
You call that an attack?
Let's go ahead and suspect our Lyrian Onlooker. That way, if they make another Spirit, we can still fly through and ping them. Delny lets them surveil twice. We do actually need some more land here.
Monsters know better than to hide under my bed.
Okay, now... they can't block us in the air. They could block us on the ground. Hang on. Deals twice X damage. If it was okay, so we just need to do 2. That's fine because it'll do 4 damage. We get rid of Delny. We get to investigate, and we attack with everybody. You don't have a way to block. That's got menace. You can't block with just 1 flyer. We wait for them to learn that. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think it's better to take out the Gorehound, actually.
Usually I'm better at dodging.
Okay, murder our 1/3. This would be so much easier if we had something we could do to get rid of a Planeswalker. But it's taking up all of our time and concentration.
Nobody's ready to die. That's why so many stick around after they do.
Just the ability alone to add a 1/1 every single turn, a 1/1 flyer no less. There we go. That's creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less. This is 4. Little pukes. Okay, so we exile this. Create 2. I think we don't do any attacks this turn. I think we just lost it. We used up all our resources. Nothing that we have is an answer for this. And there's always something they're able to create in the way.
Sometimes people rely a little too heavily on the spirits, if you know what I mean.
They might have an instant. we need all of the attackers we can get.
You call that an attack?
Let's go ahead and sacrifice this artifact. Instead of just drawing one with it, we can draw two with the spell. Then we'll activate this. And let's go see, what do we have? Do we have anything in here? We've got a shock. That's target creature only. Target creature. There's nothing really. I guess we just take a shock. If we had just one more land, we could have done it. We could have gotten it this time. This is going to be really tough because they can do a +2. It's either
Being
a 1/1 or they
incorporeal
can
is a
do
great way to leave a
+2.
dull party.
And we don't have enough land to do a whole lot of stuff here. We can bring down Judith. I guess we do the shock now. And another creature.
Whoa, that one actually got through.
There's a murder. It'd be nice if they would draw lands for a change instead of
Don't
just
gaze
drawing
too
every
long
spell
into
they
the
can get their
abyss.
hands on.
I've seen a lot of things there.
Okay. When this enters, 3 damage. Shoot a creature. And we mill the card. Okay. Destroy target creature. Let's get rid of... Let's get rid of the one that has 2 health. Mill another card. Then we attack. They can chump block again. And they do. Once we get 5, we can return target creature from the graveyard to the hand. That is an instant. That's kind of good. So maybe I put this down. If she hangs around for a turn and then they get removal, I just cast an instant and bring the other one back.
Sometimes people rely a little too heavily on the spirits, if you know what I mean.
This is quite possibly the best deck they can get their hands on, especially if this is a backup Planeswalker. For all the effort that I'm doing, they're getting I'm half dead. I need to be able to use this card. That doesn't do any good, does it? Oh, can they? So they can do this twice now, right? Once per each card? If they get 2 creatures in a row, that would be very useful to them at any given moment. Okay, they finally exile something.
Nobody's ready to die. That's why so many stick around after they do.
That was... yeah, okay. Okay. Now they got a block. Ta-da! 5 bloodstained counters. And who do I want back? This is indestructible. Let's try it. We haven't shown you this card yet. Barb Servitor. Can draw cards if I do damage to the player.
I'm the best ghost hunter in the business.
Okay, if they can't cast another creature, we finally got the Planeswalker. Finally. And then they bring down the next one, which is probably a Planeswalker. Okay, so this has Menace. Whenever it's dealt damage, target opponent loses that much life. Now, if this is a spare Planeswalker, they probably shouldn't bring it down the very next turn, right? Because I've got too much on the field now.
I'll be back.
Forever.
Just you wait.
Very limited expansion in terms of dealing with Planeswalkers. That can be a little frustrating. Are they going to take out the Servitor? They are. They recognize the potential threat. They could just go for a race and just hit me over the head with the flyer. Figure they've got a 5-turn clock. Already I can't really attack with these past that. Okay, let's do this. Suspect up to 1 creature. Let's suspect this creature. No attacks. Death Touch and Lifelink for each of them. I can't block them, so it's just Lifelink. Okay. So if we use this, do -5/-5 to you by sacrificing that one. And then we do the long goodbye, get rid of you that's 3 or less. much tapped out, and they're still over 20 life, and I'm nearly dead. Here comes another planeswalker, right? No, Market Watch Phantom first. If I start flooding out with lands, it's over for me. I really need effective spells right now. Ouch. 2 more flyers. What did I mention? What did I say? Okay, so if I do this, what can I do? Anything? Hang on, that's 5. 3, 4, 5. I don't have enough to do another 5. Yeah, I think I'm dead. Just getting that planeswalker out so early really sealed my fate. I can go ahead and attack with both of these, I guess. It shouldn't matter, it just gets him down to 20. Oh, lovely. And okay, then go digging, get a 3rd flyer. This is sort of like the green and red deck earlier, the first one we did. Look at all the flyers that this deck has against you. Plus, these things really make for a good force multiplier. Alright, I think I went up against a couple of other decks. I haven't gone up against this one with the Rakdos deck before, so looks pretty lopsided. Again, though, that Planeswalker made a big difference. That made for a kind of long battle. Let's go back. We'll do one more of the white-black deck. Since that, or the, sorry, it's elementary. White, black, and blue. Our previous opponent surrendered a little too quickly for us to actually see a lot of these cards, right? Let's try and see more of this deck in action. Yeah, the Orzhov deck, the blue and the black and white deck. I don't want to say that it's a fun deck, but it seems to be the most potentially effective deck out of all of these 5. But if you don't know what you're doing, if you haven't thought about how you're going to use those triggers ahead of time, I've had some extremely long battles with people who just really didn't know how to handle multiple triggers. Here, our mana's kind of messed up. Looks like we need blue before anything else. What did they discard? They discarded, it doesn't add up. Okay, so we're facing the Rakdos deck that we just used. Probably should have done this on my second turn, but I wanted to give us a chance to draw another color land the first couple of turns. Things are not turning out the way I wanted. Okay. Now we can surveil. Get another Alquist. Fine. Let's get a defender going. Look at that. No problems drawing land, and they get their legendary creature right away. Not what happened to us. It took us a long time to get the lands for that. Coat. Gives us legendary enchantment. They get rid of it right away. Once they do, it just cast it automatically, though, right? No, we keep the Cryptic Coat. That's what happens. Okay. Too many threats, one every turn, and the menace that we can't block is troublesome. Looks like they have removal too. Ouch. Okay. So, no good on that one. So one time our opponents quit before we could cast more than a couple of cards, and the next time we get slaughtered. That kind of happens with these pre-constructed decks that Wizard makes. But let me go ahead and show you this one a little bit. You can get this is another one that if you do manage to get enough land out and get things going, it's got a lot of flyers in it, and the flyers again can make a really big difference when you're facing a lot of these other decks. So at that time Rakdos got a pretty good initial hit. Alquist looks kind of cool. 3/3 with Vigilance. When he enters the battlefield you investigate, and then you can sacrifice a clue and do an X card thing. Draw X cards and gain X life. So if he can survive, that can be a potential game changer if the game goes on long enough. Notice, again, not a whole lot in the way of removal. There's 2 Slice from the Shadows. And that's good for taking out face-down creatures, because it can't be countered by the ward ability. Alright, that's it. That's the 5 decks. That's Murders at Karlov Manor. And so, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know if there's one that piques your interest more than the others, if one of them seemed to catch your fancy. Like I said, I think the Crime Scenes and Seances is the most effective. But you saw, if you get a good hand, if you get a good opening hand, any one of these can really do a good job. And with that, we'll have something new for you next time. This is Travis signing off from Tpull's Corner. Remember, everybody, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good one.